Welcome back to part 2 of my Titanic build. Let's jump right in, and I've masked the decks so I can paint them the wood tan colour. As I said in part 1, the colour set from Vallejo are very disappointing, so I've got the Tamiya versions to use. First thing that has to be done is extra holes need to be drilled, 15mm apart for the cables to go through. Once done, I'll spray the decks the T68 deck tan from Tamiya. When dry, I'll begin getting the cables ready and fastening onto the underside of the decks by cutting 8 16cm lengths of thread. Then thread through and fasten them to the underside. I use masking tape to hold them in place. Then put the first deck panel in place. I was thinking I wouldn't need extra LEDs, and I really don't think I will. There's enough light beaming up from it. Onto the detail painting, and I'm using a metal colour here. In this light it does look black, but it's not, it's more of a dark grey. Starting the railings and other pieces, I'll spray them white and use some mask oil to cover what should be the windows. And I'll use a light grey to add some detail and add the parts. Moving on to the other deck panel, and I'll add 2 12cm lengths of thread for the cables for the masts, and I'll build up the panel, removing the mask oil from the piece earlier so the light will shine through. Before I add the panel in place, just to show you as it will never be seen, I just use black masking tape to light block the section. Going back to the forward piece, doing a test fit, and you can see the very obvious light leak, which I'll address shortly. For now though, I'll detail paint the parts that are to be attached to it using a medium grey. Add 4 12cm lengths of thread and secure them underneath with masking tape. The tops of these are down in the instructions as being gold, but I'm using a sand yellow. To me it looks better. It's the same colour I use for the nacelle engines on the starships. Going back to the bow, and to light block it I'm using blue tack. And I'll now fit the bow deck piece on. And that worked fine, blocking out the light. And now I'll fit the parts. I'll paint the stern wheel and levers as per instructions. For the stern, I'm going to use the blue tack again to light block it. I've added one 25cm thread to it and also light blocked it from underneath. I'll also need to paint and build 7 staircases, which are used to access the bow and stern decks. I just use the light brown here. Onto the cranes, and I'll paint the top piece in mid-grey, and there's 8 of these altogether. Waiting for them to dry, I'll take the railing and dip it in hot water so it'll bend better and fit in place. Back to the cranes, and the cable is supposed to run down the front of the extended arm, but that's not going to work unless you bring glue into it, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to take a little creative license and drill a hole just down from the top, so the thread can fit through. Once done, feed the thread through and take some extra thin cement to bind the 2 lengths of thread together and put in place. And that's it for part 2. I like the way it's looking so far. There is a bit of light leak, mainly from the staircases and railings, which I'll look into. And I need to top up some areas with white. But other than those small fixes, until part 3, Happy New Year and hailing frequencies closed. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell too. Thank you.